and a big welcome back to Kitten Up Kitten. I'm Sam, and today I am doing the first of my DIY DP weekly videos. You heard me right. So I am going to treat this one as if you have no idea what a conversion is, and I'm doing this to highlight the event that I do twice a year. It will be returning in May, which will be spring, and in November next year, which is winter. So wanted to bring some new people in. Let's see if we can get you involved in what DIY DP is. So I, like many other people, would like to say welcome to my videos. If you are here for the first time, please consider subscribing and liking the videos as you go along. If you are coming back, welcome back. Let's get into what is a conversion. So this first video, I'm going to go through exactly what a conversion is, how I've got the stuff together, and why we do the event and what the event is all about. So a conversion, a cross-stitch conversion. When diamond painting first started, a lot of the kits that were available were done this way. Basically, the company has taken a cross-stitch design, they have converted it onto a canvas, and this is the reason a lot of canvases are quite large, especially real good quality ones. When you take a cross-stitch pattern, you have to multiply it by 4 or divide it by 0.25, whichever way around, because square drills, which I save, are 0.25 millimeters. I think that's right. So basically, I save all of my drills, square and round. I have done since day dot. I'm just making sure that I am in shot there. I have done since I started. I have done one full conversion, but when I first started saving them, it was just because I didn't want to waste them. And then watching other YouTubers, I came across doing a conversion. So I went looking. I found a couple of places where I could get cross-stitch patterns from. So you find your cross-stitch pattern. Now what you are looking for when you're looking for your cross-stitch pattern, you want a full stitch pattern. It will not work if you've got half stitches. It will not work if there are back stitches. It needs to be a full stitch pattern. There are lots of places you can go to find one of these. There is you can find them on Etsy. The biggest place, the best place I feel to find a cross-stitch pattern to convert is Heaven and Earth Designs. You will come across other YouTubers, other diamond painters that will say I'm doing a HAED or a HAED canvas. That's what they're talking about, Heaven and Earth. So I am not doing a Heaven and Earth canvas. I am doing one that I got off Etsy. I will say I probably wouldn't get one off Etsy again. It's a little bit more pixelated, but you get the general idea. So you buy your pattern and you can use an app. I'm using Pattern Keeper. There is also Markup XP, I think it's called, for iOS users, but I use Pattern Keeper. I find it very useful. So what you need is you need your pattern. So if I get this up, I'm going to view PDF because this is where it will give you the information. So this is the one that I'm currently working on. This is called, it says it's Lord of the Rings stained glass, but it's not. It's actually the Hobbit story. So when you get your chart, it will have your in your stuff for cross stitch, but it will also give you a list of all of the colours that you will need in that kit. And what you do is you print this off. So if you look, it will tell you what the colour is, what the symbol is, the number. That is the DMC number. Ignore the pearl cotton, and it will tell you how many stitches you need. So with this colour, this number, your DMC number, and this number, which is the amount of stitches you need, you can work out how many drills you need. Okay, so you need that. You can use that then to make your symbols. your stickers. So you've got that. You have a list of how many drills you need, and you will also have the chart size. Now you're looking for the stitches, so 512 by 245 stitches means that I end up with a canvas that is 128 by 61.25. This chart here is just showing you how they've charted it to work. So you would normally start this corner, go all the way to the end, restart. However, on mine I haven't, because mine is actually in 4 sections. So I've got this section here and this section here, and then I've got 2 smaller ones. Come to that story a bit later on. And then you've got your paper chart. So you could print your chart out on paper, and you could mark each section off. So what you've got here is, if you were stitching it, it would be one stitch. But because we're doing it on a canvas, you are converting, so 10 squares across, 10 squares down. Each one of those 10 is 100 drills, and that is how you do it. So what we then do, if I open this up, open my chart, it gives me this. So this will show you what I've already done. So I've already got this canvas. This is completed. This is this little section here. And I have all of my drills listed down the side, and next to it how many I need in that colour. The reason people do cross-stitch conversions, here are 2 reasons. There may be others, so if you're one of those people and you have another reason, please let me know. The first reason is to use up leftover drills. That's the main reason I do it, because I want to use these up. I can also use my rounds to bling up my trays or whatever. That's another story, but mainly I want to use up my leftover drills. And I do have an extensive collection of drills. I don't have as many as some people. However, if you do not keep your square drills currently and would like to consider doing so, please do head and look for Penny at Calb's Sparkles. She has everything you need to set up your spare drill storage. Just saying, just getting that in there for my friend. So anyway, I have got this chart. So if I zoom in, very easy to use, and what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a section that is 3 by 3. Now I'm going to move mine over, because if I do that, it stops me looking at the next colours. I am working on a 3 by 3 square, 9 squares, 900 drills. And what you will be given when you zoom in is you will have all the symbols like this, which is very clever. At the side, you will also have how many you've stitched today. For me, it's none. And how many I've done so far. So I've laid 53,549 of 125,440. So I'm at 42.69%. So that's the chart. That is how it works. And literally, if I highlight a symbol, so if I assume that this I symbol is the one I'm going for, it tells me here, it shows me it's this colour. It tells me this is a symbol. This is the DMC number, and this is how many I need. As I mark them off, so as I click on it, so I mark them off by doing that, I'm placing them on my grid. If I then press click, it will update this number because I won't need them. So I'm not going to do that right now. We're going to go to the canvas. So the canvas, my canvas I actually got from the lovely Penny at Calb Sparkles, but you can get them on AliExpress. You can even get smallish ones on Temu, Amazon, but if you go onto AliExpress, you can get pretty much any size canvas that you want. And what you want is you want one that has the squares and it has a darker line where the 10 square is. So you work out how big a canvas you need, and then you either buy a canvas that's that size, or you do what I've done and you split it to make it a little bit more manageable. That's what I did. So that is a conversion. That is what a conversion is. So what do I have to hand? I have a tablet. I have an Android tablet which has got my chart on it. I have my canvas which is prepped. I have put washi tape over the edges because I've got a little bit of an edge here which is sticky, and up here I have half a section that I didn't need. So I've washi taped it to stop me getting confused. So I'm going to get this in the right position, and I'm going to go through and I'm going to show you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my tablet so it almost lines up. That's going to make it easier. Number one, a conversion is a little bit more thought-provoking is probably the word. You have to use your head more because you don't have the symbols on the chart. So what I'm going to do is I am going to get ready and I'm going to prep. I'm going to do a couple of colours. I'm just going to show you how it works, and then I'm going to get into DIY DP. So I'm going to find myself a pen first of all. I think that one should be okay. Hopefully everything is in shot. Yeah, that's fine. I have actually rolled my canvas at the side to make it easy. Well, I've not rolled it, it's sort of folded over, but it's a poured glue canvas, so I can do that. I just want it out of the way so that I can show you guys. So before I go any further, just need to point out, I was going to be doing this video to go up on a Friday. That didn't happen. I've moved my desk back into my sunroom because my eldest is using my snug as a bedroom at the minute. So I had to do this weekend, yesterday in fact, I had to do a bit of a move around to get my stuff in. So I'm going to pick, so you may hear the dishwasher, you may hear the washer, you may hear people coming in and out, you might hear the dogs. I apologise for all of it. It is what it is. I'm working with it. So my first symbol, as you can see up here, I'm going to lay this down because it might be easier for you to see. I'm going to move my light because it's shining. I don't need my light. I've got a lovely light on a bendable arm. So I've lined it up as best I can with this section. So here we go. I've got 780, which is this colour, and I've just got these few. So I'm going to lay these down. So what you are doing, if you're interested, by the way, I'm using the XL limited edition rose gold tray, XL tray. I do have a handful, literally. So what I've done, I've got my 10 square and I've got the bottom two are this colour. So I've put those in. I will then highlight those two and I will continue to do the rest of the square. So what I am doing, I am counting. This is like doing counted cross stitch. If you've done that before, you will be fine. So my next one is 4 in. I can then use where that one is to put the next one in. Do you see what I mean? I know there's a 2 space between those two. Now I don't click it as complete because what will happen when I put this in, so that's 4, 3 from the top, yeah. What will happen when I press that tick is it will fill in on here the colour that it is on my chart, which means that as I am going, I am building the picture on here as well as on here. I probably haven't picked the best pen. It's not the stickiest pen. Thing is, I don't want to be messing with a brand new pen because it'll be a nightmare. So I've changed again, as you do. So where those two are, I can see that there's one off there. So I'm going to add that one in, and there is one right in the corner, which I've already done. Just didn't mark it off. So there are my drills in that first 10 by 10 section. It's all finished. I'm going to click yes, it fills it in. Move to the next square. This next square I only have one and it is in this corner, so I can go straight there, she says, and highlight that one and tick. I'm then going to do this one because it's above it. You don't have to do it in this order, you can do it whichever way you want, but this works for me. So I'm going to do that one, and we've got one right at the top in this middle section. It's 2 drills in. You may not be able to see that one just because I'm quite close. Tick it off, there we go. And it's as easy as that. Now I say it's easy. You will spend a lot of time counting. You will make mistakes. I'm afraid you will, because it is a little bit harder than doing a standard. Oh, look at that. I've got 7, so 3 in. There. Multi-placing, no less. Oh, that one don't want to stick. Let's take that off and put that one in there. Have I got... I will admit that I had an issue with the last canvas. No, there's no glue on there, so it's just not very sticky. There we go. So that's the first colour done. So I just highlight that one, I press tick, all done. I can then go to my next colour. So here are the tips that I have. It can be a lot easier to start with the smaller amount of colours while you've got a large area uncharted, because you can then use those squares to chart where you are, just as I did with that one. As you get filled up, it will become harder. It will. Now don't panic. If you make a mistake, you can very easily click back on that square and untick it again, but a lot of time you can correct it as you're going. Now, by starting with the smaller amounts first and building up to the largest, it means that by the time you get to the last colour, you've got the most drills to lay, but you don't need to count them because you know the whole thing can be filled in. That makes it a little bit easier. So let's find my next colour. So what I am doing, this is how I'm working today. I am doing this corner out, which is how I work on most canvases, to be fair. But I do change my mind, you know. So 632, it says up here that I need 2,712. I think these pots hold about 1,400, 1,600, something like that. So it is an ongoing thing. The other reason that people do conversions. So I said earlier, didn't I, that there were 2 reasons. So mine would be to use my spare drills up. The other one is, if you cannot find a canvas by a particular artist anywhere else. So by that I mean, let's take for instance Mandy Manzano. Mandy Manzano is licensed to Diamond Art Club, but she does have some canvases that have been retired, as it were, on Diamond Art Club. However, she's also licensed to Heaven and Earth. So you may go searching for whatever work she has got on Heaven and Earth, which gives you the ability then to do a canvas you wouldn't be able to do elsewhere. So that's another reason that people do it. Whatever the reason, for most of us diamond painters, is that right? Yeah, it is 3. Most of us diamond painters that do conversions will have a conversion job running alongside their normal diamond painting. For me, that's because obviously I'm gathering spare square drills from canvases as I go, so I won't always have enough colours to do this anyway, but it's nice to have it in the background. Now, I am not one of these people that would be able to sit and work on this day in, day out. It's just not me, okay? I do like my normal diamond painting. I like the fact that I don't have to think about it sometimes. It is an escape for me. So I don't always feel like doing this. However, 3 years ago, I can believe it's that long. 3 years ago, one of my subscribers said to me, oh, it'd be so nice if you did, you know, an event where you focus on it. So the first time we did it, it had a different name. It was called PK November, because I was using Pattern Keeper. And the event is basically a chance for anyone working on conversions to really focus on here, because what happens, it happens with me, I will hang this up and I will get involved in doing all my other canvases and I won't touch it for months. So by having the event, the theory was that every day we would do a little bit. So for the month we would work a little bit on each one, which meant that you could still do your other canvases, but it also meant that you were working on your project regularly as well. So eventually I've put those in and they haven't marked off. If this ever happens, if you're using Pattern Keeper, if you frog them, if you click back over them, you can take them off and redo them and they will go in, but they will also show up when you choose your next colour. They will kick in. It is just a glitch with Pattern Keeper. Pattern Keeper is an app I need to put in here. You download, you pay a one-off fee. When I got mine, I think it was £7 something, and that will, you've got that for life then. This is my old tablet. I literally keep it for this and this alone. So I just found it was taking up quite a lot of room, but yeah, this is what I use. So yeah, the event was born. So the event is now called DIY DP. So it's obviously do-it-yourself diamond painting. In previous years, it has been DIY DP May or DIY DP Nov, but I don't like the sound of that because it sounds like knob. So from 2025, the new name for the event is DIY DP, and then it will be spring or winter and then the year. So the next one will be in May and it will be called DIY DP Spring 25. Is that clear? So what we do is what I do. It's my event. So what I do, I participate in the event alongside you. You tell me how many drills you've already laid, what your total drills are, and then every week you update me with how much you've done. And then there are prizes at the end of the competition. I have been very, very lucky that I have some amazingly generous subscribers who have helped with prizes, but the bare minimum prize will be a set of limited edition trays, because I always do a limited edition colour for the event. So the rose gold, this was this year's. And yeah, there are prizes for things like the three main prizes, the three original big prizes. One is most drills laid over the course of the month. So of course you do need to be in it and you do need to track it for a month to be able to do that. But yeah, most drills laid. Then there is highest percentage done, because they're not necessarily the same thing. Okay, you might do the most drills laid but only do a small percentage because you've got such a big canvas. So yeah, they're not always the same thing. Right, I'm going to do that one because that one didn't mark off. Thank you. Okay, what I don't want to be doing is large amounts. I just want to be doing the itty bitty bits. 840. And then there is a grand prize at the end, and this is voted for by the people taking part. We all vote on which canvas we feel deserves to win. And it could be because it's a beautiful canvas, it could be because it's absolutely massive, it could be that the person doing that canvas has had a really crappy time during the course of the event. You know, whichever gets the most votes wins that main prize. I absolutely love doing the event. I did have a wobble last year and decided that I was only going to do it once a year. Very quickly realised that I didn't want to do that. So what I try to do throughout the course of the month is I try to do videos just doing that alongside, give you a little bit of a prompt. You know, I'm working on mine, why don't you work on yours? Let's do 781. So that being said, this is the start of a series of videos. They will be going under the headline of #DIYDP. And then what will happen is when we do the event, there will be a separate thing where they will be stored under the hashtag of that event. So it'll be #DIYDP Spring 25. Are you with me so far? Good. So I am just going to continue on. So the plan is that every week I will try, I'm not promising, but I will try, every week I will put up a video working on my conversion, so that I know that at least once a week, not only am I working on my project, but I'm also highlighting the event. If you would like to see previous videos from this event, you can do so. Simply search for #DIYDP. I will also note that you will also see videos from other people using the hashtag, so they're not all just me, but you can have a look at how it has gone in previous times. Now, throughout the course of the month that I'm working, I also do a live. So that will be on a Monday evening, because that's the easiest evening for me to do it now. And yeah, you can join me live, we can have a chit chat. So in the months, this is something I also need to mention, in the months of May and November, predominantly all of my videos will be DIYDP videos, because I'm focusing on that for the month. The rest of the time, obviously, I do unboxings and kitting ups and whips as normal. But that's all the videos are for DIYDP. They are whips. Unlike with other whips, I don't always get to answer questions and comments because it's a little bit harder. You know, I'm concentrating on where I'm putting my my drills and everything. I remember someone saying to me, it's just reminded me, someone said to me, "Are you so fast when you do it?" I'm really not. I do multi-place if I can, because I'm an impatient person and it gets me there quicker. But believe me, I'm not that quick. And to be fair, it's not a good thing, because then I make bloody mistakes. So what I've done on this colour, you may have noticed, is I have actually, I'm going to move that up a bit because I can't see that drill. What was I going to say? Don't know, it's gone. I have highlighted all of these drills on the app before I have clicked them. It's just the way that I work now, because then when I click it, they all go on and it fills in the picture, and I love it. So there we go. That is how to do a cross stitch conversion. So would you like to join us? Would you like to join those of us? I've got a lovely group of people that have joined every single month. I'm going to shout out for Mandy Moran, Mindy Oldenburg, Katia, all people that regularly join the event. We love it. yeah, it's very simple. Find your pattern. Figure out how big your canvas needs to be. While we're on the subject of canvases, did you know that you don't actually have to do it on a canvas at all? You can. The lovely Penny at Kelp Sparkles has done a whole conversion on graph paper. So she used graph paper and double-sided tape, and she did it on A4 sheets of graph paper, which she will then put together to make the whole canvas. How genius is that? So you don't even need to buy a canvas if you don't want to. So you can do it on there. But yeah, work out how many stitches. So you look for the total amount of stitches and it will tell you, and you either multiply it by 4 or divide by 0.25, and that will give you the size of your canvas in centimetres. So obviously if you've got an odd figure, round it up. If you have got a massive piece, consider cutting it down into 4 sections. At some point, if you're going to frame it or you're going to put it on foam board or whatever, you're going to have to put it together anyway, so you may as well, I have put one too many in there, you may as well build it as you're going. And most photo frames, most picture frames, if you can find one big enough, have a board that you could stick your sections onto. So don't be put off, but I do suggest for your first one to pick a slightly smaller one. The minimum size for you to take part in #DIYDP is 40 by 50, and that's purely to give everybody the chance to do as much as they can. But you can do a smaller one if you are thinking of just giving it a go. Maybe you want to do a practice one. DMC.com have some fabulous little charts that you could do on graph paper or on a small canvas if you can find one. Very similar to, they do in fact have some of the images that Paint Gem have done. I'm just counting, I apologise, 2 and 1, so that's that one, just because I had a long run there that I could multi-place. Yeah, so you can go on DMC.com. You can print out a little chart and do it on a little bit of canvas, or like I said, on a, you know, graph paper. You can use double-sided tape. Give it a go, see what you think. So yeah, now I will say that following videos on the conversion will not have the details on what to get, etc., because at the end of the day, I don't want to repeat myself too much. People will get bored. However, please do comment below if you have any questions at all. I will try and answer them, and if I can't answer them, I'm pretty sure one of the subscribers can. So you have until May, which is fabulous. So the event runs from the 1st to the last day of May. Literally all the prizes went out for November's last week, so they are winging it on their way. We have people in such distant places as Norway, Belgium, America, Canada, South Africa. We people all over the world. Now, it's not a massive event, you know, I'm not made of money. I don't have that big a subscriber following, but I do want to build the event because I think there are a lot of us that get into this because we watch other YouTubers and they do this sort of thing. So of course we want to give it a try. So why not give it a go? Quite enjoying sitting here. So as you will notice on my pattern keeper, it hasn't changed over. I'm trying to think. Oh, it's the dishwasher making a noise. So yeah, my weekend consisted yesterday of moving. So I'm currently in a corner of the sunroom. For those of you that know me quite well, you will know that I used to be based in here before. But yeah, I wanted to give my eldest a little bit of privacy. And it's too cold for him to be out. We need to board out the summer house and everything to make it a bit warmer. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So I had a busy day. I also did some baking. And that's become my new thing. So I did that, and I thought today is all about videos. Although I did quite well last week. I did do quite a few last week. So I still have videos to go up. Not too many of those. What's the 4? Let's do those. 922. So yeah, plan is today. I've already done half a section on Brookside Retreat. I am currently just under halfway on that one. Still a fair distance to go, to be fair. So 922, but I really wanted to come on and do this video because I'm very aware that last year, you know, it all started with my dad passing the previous year. I sort of lost my way a little bit, so I need to get back into doing the event because I do enjoy it. There isn't anything like it as far as I know. Certainly not something that I've come across. And I love the fact that people all over the world are taking part, watching me, and finding a new way to diamond paint where you can choose. You've got a little bit more choice, and I can tell you Heaven and Earth Designs have so many charts, it's ridiculous, so many. I've been quite good. I think I've got 5 on here on this one, so I've been quite good. But I do know, for instance, Penny has got quite a few. She won't thank me for pointing that out. But out of anyone, Penny is the conversion queen. It just so happens that I run the event. That's it. So yeah, just a little video. Can I ask, if you are new, if you can leave me a little like on the video before you leave? It will help me massively. 2025 is growth year. Every year I have a plan, and this year 2024 has been stash building, which I've done. I haven't bought that many, but I've bought some, so I've done that. This next year is growth year. I am going to try and increase my subscribers, the amount of content I put up, and to grow that event twice a year, because it's a fab little one to do and I do really enjoy it. And I'd love to have some new people to come along with me. You've got plenty of time. You could start looking now, find a chart, you know, get something to keep your drills in. So here's a couple of things. On Heaven and Earth, they have an awful lot of very, very big canvases, and they do max colour, which tend to be around the 240 colour mark. I would advise against you doing one of those for the first one. Consider looking at the minis or story keeps. Story keeps are thin, they're narrow and long, so they're quite nice ones. Consider doing that, and consider doing ones that have got a few less colours in, because even the smaller ones are 90 plus colours. And then you can start gathering your square drills. Now that means, if you've got a stash, that the more square drill diamond paintings you get through between now and May, the more chance you have of getting as many drills as possible. Do not fret, unless you really want to buy them all in one go, do not fret about getting all of them in one go. it's not necessarily necessary unless you're going to work on that canvas until it's finished, at which point, yes, go and get all the drills. But if you are doing it as a project like this and you're going to be dipping in and out of it, you can do that as time goes on. And all it means is when you kit down, when you're putting your spares away, you highlight the ones that you need for your project first, and you put them away into the storage for your project before you know, put them away into your extras. Just a good habit to get into. You can, of course, right, where's my, I didn't get the trash drill pot out. What was I saying? No, that's gone. See how easy? See how quick it is to get distracted? I was going to say, start with a smaller canvas, a smaller image for your first one. You can start collecting your drills now. If you do want to do the whole thing, then there are places that you can go to get all of your drills from. There is Smith's Beads in the UK, there is Syllaba in the UK. You can get them on AliExpress quite cheaply, and all you need to do is let them know how many drills you need of each colour, and they will get those ready for you and send them out. And the benefit you have doing that is that you will have a much more uniform look to your canvas. I am using a mix, so I sometimes will have gaps, etc., because the drills aren't all from the same place. Let me just point out as well, if you have a project that's quite confetti, it doesn't matter if the colours don't match exactly. So what I do is I keep similar colours together, and then I pick out the ones that I want, the colour that I want, and that's easy to do because this colour up here will tell you. So on this one, if you look, I do have two different colours. So in this particular section, I'm going to go with the darker ones because I've got enough of them. Later on, if I run out of the darker ones, I will just switch to the lighter ones, because I'm working in these 9 box sections. Unless it's a face or something, you will not notice, I promise you. I did it on my last conversion, it was absolutely fine. So I'll get those in. And as you get doing this, you get quicker and quicker. And I'm hoping that by doing this today, I'm going to start getting myself into a good routine, because that's what's missing from my life. I'm going to try and be a bit better at routine. I have a diary ready for this next year because I am going to plan ahead better. I know what I'm working. I know what I've got in with my friends if they're having nails done. And one piece of very good advice that I was given recently was, when you get home, do the video straight away. If you want to go and have a nap after that, that's fine. But get the video done, because you need to put that effort in. I will say as well, before I finish, because I am going to finish in a minute, if you do need any info, please do look in the description box of the video. I usually put all my info in there. That'll be email address, my link to Diamond Art Club, because I get a commission if you order through there for your first one, for your first time. There will be a link to where you can buy my trays. That may not be Etsy anymore, so worst case scenario, email me. and we'll go from there. But yeah, any info will be in the description box below. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to continue working on this once I've finished filming, because I want to get this section done. I can then hang this up and I can go back to doing Brookside Retreat, or I may even go in the room and work on Wicked Witch, because that's the other canvas that I'm doing. Thank you for joining me for this one. Please don't forget to search for #DIYDP, and there will be, these weekly ones will go into that playlist. If you are looking for older events, then just #DIYDP will do it for you. But thank you for joining me. I hope it's been of help. Please do direct any questions and comments to the description box below. And finally, thank you for taking the time to watch and support me. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to do any of it. So I do appreciate every single one of you. It is, as always, over and out from this Kitten Up Kitten. Bye bye.